you know you are not. How could the thought of his return bring anything but discomfort? Besides, there are all those phrases, the mark of the beast, the Antichrist, and the battle of Armageddon. And what about the wars and rumors of wars? And what was that the fellow said on TV? Avoid all phone numbers with the digit 666? And that magazine article disclosing the new senator as the Antichrist. Discomforting to say the least. Or perhaps discomfort is not your word of choice. Denial might be more accurate. Or maybe it's by denial that you deal with the discomfort. Ambiguity is not a pleasant roommate. We prefer answers and explanations, and the end of time seems short on both. Consequently, you opt not to think about it. Why consider what you can't explain? If he comes, fine. If not, fine. But I'm going to bed. I have to work tomorrow. Or how about this word? Disappointment. This one may surprise you unless you felt it. Then you'll relate. Who would feel disappointment at the thought of Christ's coming? A mother-to-be might. She wants to hold her baby. An engaged couple might. They want to be married. A soldier stationed overseas might. He wants to go home before he goes home. This trio is just a sampling of the many emotions stirred by the thought of Christ's return. Others might be obsessed. These are the folks with the charts and codes and you better believe it prophecies. Panic. Sell everything and head to the hills. I wonder what God would want us to feel. It's not hard to find the answer. Jesus said it plainly in John 14. Don't let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God and trust in me. I will come back and take you to be with me. It's a simple scenario. The father has gone away for a while, but he will return, and until then he wants his children to be at peace. I want the same for my 3 daughters. I left them last night so I could get away and finish this book. With a kiss and a hug, I walked out the door and promised to return. Did I want to leave them? No. But this book needed some work, and the publisher needed a manuscript, so here I am, in a hideaway, pounding a computer keyboard. We've accepted the fact that a time of separation is necessary to finish the job. While we are apart, do I want them to feel discomfort? Do I want them dreading my return? No. What about denial? Would I be pleased to hear that they've removed my picture from the mantel and my plate from the table and are refusing to discuss my arrival? I don't think so. How about disappointment? Oh, I hope Daddy doesn't come before Friday night. I really want to go to that slumber party. Am I such a fuddy-dud dad that my coming will spoil the fun? Well, perhaps I am. But God isn't. And if He has His way with us, thoughts of His return won't disappoint His children. He, too, is away from His family. He, too, has promised to return. He isn't writing a book, but He is writing history. My daughters don't understand all the intricacies of my task. We don't understand all the details of His. But our job in the meantime? Trust. Soon the final chapter will be crafted, and He'll appear at the door. But until then, Jesus says, don't let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God and trust in me. This is the desire of God. It's also the aim of this book. No book can answer all the questions, and no reader will agree with all my suggestions. Some of you are only a few lines into the opening description of the return before you stubbed an opinion on a sentence. But perhaps God will use this book on cassette to encourage you to be at peace about His coming. Would you like to discuss the end of time and feel better because of it? Could you use some comforting words regarding the return of Christ? If so, I think I've found some. Let's talk. You do the trusting, I'll do the taking. When will He come? Parenting is packed with challenges. Who among us has answers to the questions children ask? Why can't I have another puppy? But you got married when you were 18. Why can't I? Daddy, what is Viagra? Such questions would cause a sage to stammer. They pale, however, compared to one a child asked on a trip. In a comprehensive survey conducted by Lucado and friends, I interviewed a couple of people in the hallway, I determined the most dreaded question in parentdom. What is the single query hated most by moms and dads? It's the one posed by the 5-year-old on the trip. How much farther? Give us the dilemmas of geometry and sexuality. Just don't make a parent answer the question, how much farther? It's an impossible question. How do you speak of time and distance to someone who doesn't understand time and distance? The novice parent assumes the facts will suffice. 250 miles.